Morning, Steve Freed in Chicago with the results of the USDA May crop report. Again, this was a special report in which they came out with new 19 and 20 data for the first time for both U.S. and world crops. So basically, bottom line, the numbers were negative. As far as the U.S. stocks for 18 and 19, they said the wheat carryout's 11.27. The average trade guess was 10.97. Corn, 2.095. The average guess was 2.055. And beans, 9.95. Average guess was 9.20. And the beans, they took 100 million bushels off the exports, I assume because of what's going on with U.S. and China. For 19 and 20, the wheat crop, they guesstimated at 18.97. Winter wheat crop at 12.68. The average guess was 19.09. And the winter crop at 12.77. So pretty much in line with what the trade thought. For 19 and 20, U.S. Wheat carryout, 11.41. Corn, a whopping 24.85 due to the bigger crop. And for beans, 9.70, also carrying through a bigger carryout because of what's going on between U.S. and China. Globally, 19 and 20 wheat carryout, 293 million metric tons. That's 277 was the average guess. Corn, 314, the average guess was 304. And beans, 113, the average guess was 109. They said that the crops down in South America, Argentine corn is now 49 million tons versus 47. Brazil corn is 100 million tons, a record crop, versus 96. And Argentina beans, 56, up a million tons. And Brazil soybeans, 117 million tons, unchanged. And they did lower the Chinese imports 2 million metric tons. When we look at the S&Ds, as I mentioned, for 18-19 beans, they took bean exports down 100 million bushels. In corn, they took ethanol down 50. For next year, the crop is 15.03, a yield of 176. That's 600 million bushels bigger. They did add a little bit to the feed and residuals, but the 24.85 is basically because of the bigger crop number. And in wheat, basically for the old crop, they lowered feed use, they lowered exports 20 million bushels, and next year's they lowered the wheat exports 25 million bushels. And as far as the global is concerned, from a wheat perspective, they increased global wheat crop to 777 million tons. That's up 46 million tons. Europe's up 16. Russia's up 6. Ukraine's up 4. Canada's up 3. Australia's up 5. Argentina's up 1. So again, from a numbers perspective, looking at 19 and 20, the numbers are bearish. Right now, beans are only down a penny, corn's down 5 cents, and wheat's down 5 cents. But I did also hear that the Chinese trade delegation left the meetings. I don't think there's a deal. Some people think it'll take the summer to get a deal done. And so without a deal, U.S. exports will probably lose some of its numbers, and we might even see higher carryouts. So now, with this report behind us, maybe Chinese leaving Washington without a deal, we turn to weather. And right now, it looks like we're going to have 10 days of open weather across the Midwest. Many people think that a lot of the corn in the West and Mississippi will get planted in this type of forecast. It might be until later next week, until the Eastern Corn Belt, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio can get into the fields. They may have 1 or 2 days to do it. The pattern looks like it's going to go back to a wet pattern next weekend. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.